universal pre-K, full day, starting STEM programs early. I believe that every child in every community has the right to start out with the same opportunities that anyone else does. I was raised by a young single mom who worked minimum wage jobs to take care of us. I've been working since I was 12 because I had to make a contribution to our family. My mom put all of her eggs in the education basket. She went back to college when I was 9. She went to USD and then USD Law and became a deputy attorney general. She cleaned our parish hall so I could go to school for free, and ultimately I ended up at UCSD on an academic scholarship.
That's right.
Education is the great equalizer. I believe in free community college. And I believe in affordable public university education. Last year we had 33,000 students who had gone through community college, completed the credits that were required, and had the GPA that should have made them eligible to transfer into a CSU or a UC. We don't have the funding. We didn't have the room for them. We are not keeping that promise to our students in California, and that's not okay. I believe in equal pay for equal work because I know when women make the same money as men, not only does it strengthen their family, but it strengthens the entire economy. We need to push back against Trump's threats and divisive agenda, specifically regarding our environment. We deserve clean air, clean water, clean beaches, and more investment in clean energy. And finally, we need to vote out Republican incumbents, career politicians who are more interested in themselves and their own pocketbooks than in serving the middle class and their constituents. It is time for them to My opponent, Brian Mainshine, is a perfect example. After taking hundreds of thousands of dollars from insurance companies, he voted in favor of insurance companies being able to discriminate and deny coverage to people with pre-existing conditions. So asthma, arthritis, diabetes, cancer, they say that up to 50% of the population has a pre-existing condition, but that's okay with him. He's not voting to keep our kids safe. He voted in favor of concealed weapons on school campuses. He's more concerned about his A rating with the NRA and all the money he gets from the gun lobby than he is in keeping our communities safe. And finally, he takes hundreds of thousands of dollars from oil and gas, and then he subsequently supports offshore drilling and fracking. This is someone who is serving himself. He is not serving you. When I'm elected and I flip that 77, I will never forget who I'm responsible for serving and why I'm there. I'm stepping up and stepping in to bring values to Sacramento and to work tirelessly for you and your values. And now I have the honor of introducing Margie Castellanos. pleasure to introduce a Democratic champion, Margie Castellano, who's running for state Senate and one of our best chances to flip a legislative seat in California. Margie's district is currently represented by a Republican's top leader in the Senate, someone who's done nothing to stand up for that. Margie is an environmental advocate who will fight against climate change and invest in renewable energy. Margie will fight for healthcare and equality for women in the workplace. We have a unique chance to flip this seat and the 49th at the same time. So San Diego Democrats, let's hear it for our next state senator, Margie Castellano.
Good evening, buenas noches. Thank you very much, Sally, for the presentation. And thank you, everyone here. And I'm so happy to be here to see all these happy faces. Because we're going to make it, really.
Yes.
My name is Margie Castellano. I'm running for State Senate, 36th District. The district overlaps with my district, 90%. The 36th district goes all the way from Cardiff by the Sea in San Diego to Rancho Santa Margarita in Orange County. Includes 17 cities. Encinitas is just one of them. So I'm going to need all your help to get all your friends to vote for Margie Castellano for State Senate 36 and for Mike Levin for CA-49. You know, I have seen Gavin many times in the campaign trail, but about 2 months ago, we sat down at a coffee shop in Oceanside, and we talked for 45 minutes about the issues, the local issues in our district. So from that moment, when we talk about all those issues, I said, this is the guy I want to be our next governor. He knew how to listen, and he took everything I said. He just listened and listened and listened. I thought that was such a great. Well, a little bit about me, since maybe I don't know everybody here, but I come from a family of public servants. My mother was an elementary school teacher, and my father was a civil engineer with the Department of Transportation. I have inherited my parents' passion to empower communities we serve. Yes, that's what we're doing. Through the work of my parents, I witnessed the importance of education and protecting our environment. I was born in Peru. I grew up in Peru, loving science, astronomy, sports, outdoor activities, skydiving, sky watching. So I'm bringing all those into Sacramento. Because that is the way you appreciate environment, nature. So all the kids have to have that opportunity to feel that when they are going through high school. We need to bring virtual reality classroom so they can see the day by day of different professions. So I will work hard for that. A few years back, I came to this country just with one idea, just to make money. And I did it. I successfully took thousands of people to Peru to see Halley's Comet. So once you decide to do something, you do it, right? So that was my mission. So after that, I started working in productions, in documentaries. I am a science documentary producer. I work for clients such as National Geographic. We follow scientists on location. From the rainforest with scientists from the Smithsonian Institute, to volcanoes, to the Galapagos Island with the scientists from NOAA, to study the temperature of the water, because climate change is real. So, when I became a citizen about 14 years ago, I registered as Democrat. Because I believe in democratic values. We should keep raising the bar and never dare to lower it. Never. So now you know I am an immigrant from Peru. My first language is Spanish. Don't you see we are long overdue for better representation of new immigrants? I want to do a few things. One of the things I want to do is to create a research-based advisory board at the state level, because we cannot afford and risk the future of our society based in personal opinion of public officers. We need to update our policies to address the climate crisis that we're facing right now. So, and then I will continue to fight against offshore oil drilling. And the removal of the nuclear waste at Simon Open. And support clean energy renewable. We have the right practices. So I see alarming trends here in our coast. We need to take care of that. We need to face whatever is happening, and we need to have the best technology to confront climate change, to save life immediately. We need to create a new culture and conversation at the state level. We need to talk about science. We need to talk about what we need. I'm proposing to bring back public service announcements. We need to have a strategy, we need to have a marketing, we need to implement public service announcements, because with public service announcements, we can tackle all the issues that we care the most. Also, I don't know how many people of you know your state senator, but I never met her. So I'm bringing, I don't even know her name. I do. We need to I'm going to create a communication platform so I can be communicating with you guys all the time through the technology. We can do this. We can be together. We can create new regulations together. So lastly, I want to create a platform on transparency and accountability, where constituents will be periodically be updated on how the budget is being used. Yes. And technology can make them happen. So, I want everybody in my district to have exactly the same opportunities. The sky is the limit. Yes. My life experience, my educational background in business and political science, and my work as a science documentary producer will be an asset to the 36th district. When elected, I will keep fighting for women's rights, equal pay, Medicare for all, stopping climate change, ban fracking, community choice energy, tuition-free public education at all levels. That is the way we need it. and immigration reform with a pathway to citizenship. Thank you very much, Margie Castellano, for speaking. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our next Congressional District Congressman, Mike Levin.
They told us about this a couple days ago, and we were going to have it in our office. And then, like 400 people RSVP'd. So I wanted to have it in a bigger venue, and I have to thank our wonderful friends here at Encinitas. Thank you, Mayor. Everybody knows we had a very competitive primary. There were 16 candidates in the race. Lots of time, money, and effort was spent knocking on doors, making calls. And I have to say that we had an extraordinary candidate, other than me, in the Democratic side, in the 49th, and that's Sarah Jacobs. Wants to vote for both of us. We'll have to see how that works out. You know, we have an incredible election ahead, and we've got a lot of work to do. And when I see the enthusiasm in this room, the momentum that we have, when I go into our office in Solana Beach or in Oceanside, or up in San Clemente, and I see it packed with people, many of whom for the first time are getting involved in a campaign, who are making those calls, who are going and knocking in their neighborhoods and in other neighborhoods. When I see all of that momentum, I know this is far greater than me, it's far greater than any one of us. This is truly something greater than ourselves. And we know that the consequences of this election could not be greater. So last weekend, we had President Barack Obama. I should sprint through the finish line, sprint through that tape at the end. He also has told us that this is the most consequential election that we've had in our nation's history. And we've got to get the next two elections right. We've got to take back the House. It starts right here in the 49. It starts right here with the work that has been done for years. 68 rallies in front of Darrell Ison's office. Vista on a Tuesday morning for 68 weeks in a row, and you see hundreds of people who for the first time are out there rallying, of all ages, all backgrounds, because they care so deeply about their country, because of that fundamental decency that brings us all together. You know something is happening. You know positive change is in the air. So I'm incredibly grateful for the foundation and the work that you did, because this would not be possible. What we've all built together would not have been possible without it. So thank you so much. some folks who are here. Some are in the front, some are in the back. They're the leaders of this community when it comes to the issue of gun violence prevention. President Obama, he reminded me what a president is supposed to act like. Honesty and integrity. And you know, we have a 6-year-old who started first grade and a 4-year-old who likes throwing signs in her spare time. And we've got very simple rules that we try, that most of the time they follow. We tell them, don't lie, don't bully, treat others with respect. As for our 6-year-old now, you have homework every night. So we ask you to read your books, do your homework. So hopefully you do it. Tonight might be a late night for you. But if we can expect that, don't lie, don't bully, do your homework, be prepared, and treat others with respect. If we can expect that out of our 6-year-old and our 4-year-old, shouldn't we be able to expect it? Yeah! Advocate. I've been fighting hard for clean air. Wouldn't it be nice when we had an environmental protection agency that actually believed in it? And I don't think that's a partisan issue. I don't know any of my Republican neighbors that want to go back to the days where you couldn't go outside because of smog. I see my Republican friends and neighbors who like those clean energy jobs that we're growing in solar and wind and battery storage and electric vehicles. I think it's great that we live in the economy in the 49th district. When you think about clean energy, life sciences, biotechnology, IT, we've got an extraordinary university in UCSD.
Yeah!
Amazing community colleges like Palomar and Miracosta College. And labor apprenticeship programs. And I want to thank our friends in the labor movement for being here. It's been extraordinary to get to know literally thousands of you. We've had about 180 house parties since this all started. We're going to have as many more as they'll let me have. I'd like to have 5 a day if they'd let me have. Because I hear your stories. I listen to your concerns, and I see your struggles. And there are a lot of people in this district that are fed up with what's happening in Washington, D.C. Where we have one set of rules that everybody needs to play by. Not one set for those at the very top and one set for everybody else. And you know, my Republican opponent had Eric Trump here in the district yesterday. She can have Eric Trump, she can have Dick Cheney. I'll take Barack Obama. Five times to prevent those with pre-existing conditions from having health care. To make it easier to drill on the California coast. She's never voted with the working men and women of our district. She's only voted to enrich those at the very top. And we need a member of Congress that's going to fight for everyone and work to solve problems, not create more of them. My Republican opponent said, she gave an exclusive interview to Breitbart. the rest of the country is going to wind up like California. She's running for a district in California. The other thing, I couldn't believe it. The other thing that she said is she called me a resist candidate. Hold on.
We need a resist.
I resist intolerance. I resist bigotry. Dishonesty. We all in California resist that too, because we're better than what we're seeing from our leaders in Washington, D.C. When we've got someone, does everybody know the first member of Congress that endorsed me was Adam Schiff? And was able to conduct the investigation into what happened with our election unimpeded by politics, but get to the truth. Get to the truth. Truth still matters. Facts still matters. I don't know about you, but I've never been prouder to be a Californian. Are you proud to be a Californian? Very proud to be a Californian for a long time to come, who's going to be a champion for social justice and economic opportunity and a cleaner environment, who's going to stand up and fight the important fights. He's done it. He's going to continue to do it. I am proud to introduce to you the next governor of the great state of California. Doesn't work. I'm going to try to carry some of that energy forward by just stepping forward and thanking all of you in the back for having Mark Carter's back, for having Murphy's back, for having Sunday's back, and for having reporters to be here to step up and slip and be part of this moment in California history, American history. More proud of all of you. This is my last day of this 1 week bus tour. I didn't know what to expect. Friday night, beautiful Friday. Last night, I was thinking, now look what happened on Saturday. I've been out on a bus tour all week. Rallies large and small. But you didn't have to be here. You could be anyplace else. But you're here not only for the candidates up on stage, but you're here for yourselves. You're here for your family. You're here for your community, for this state, for our nation, and the world collectively we're trying to build. Well, a lot of people in the world just talk about the way the world's to be. They hold hands, have candlelight visions. But, at the end of the day, they don't do much besides that. And then there are folks like yourselves that truly do step up and step in and recognize that the future is not just something to experience, it's something to manifest, that it's decisions, not conditions that we're putting on the future. All of you share one thing in common. You're not bystanders in the world. You recognize you have agency. You can shape the future. You're doing that every single day. You are the antidote to Trump. You're the antidote to fear. And I'm just here to say thank you. And thank goodness for you. Because man, it's been a long couple years. Right? But this is our moment. Something big is happening. I cannot impress upon you. Everywhere we go, from small town in Colton, out in Imperial County, to up there in Fresno, Modesto. We were in Salinas yesterday. We were just up in Orange County this morning, LA last night. Everywhere I go, communities large and small, something big is happening. This is real. I can't help it but consider where I am in San Diego County. For many different reasons, because every time I come down here, I have to contextualize a few things, particularly what's going on in Washington, D.C., because for you, it's very familiar. You had a guy by the name of Pete Wilson, just a stone's throw away, who not that many years ago was running for re-election for governor, promoting xenophobia, promoting nativism, promoting fear of others. It wasn't just Prop 187 on the ballot that he was promoting, but 3 strikes. The big debate at the UC region wasn't about what Sunday and Margie were talking about as it relates to keeping college costs down. It wasn't about tuition at all. It was about eliminating affirmative action. That was the big debate in 1994. 1994, Republican Party was in its ascendancy. The Republican Party had a candidate that went on to win overwhelmingly. In fact, that set up a conversation anew about whether or not it was really about winning the re-election for governor, about setting himself up for a presidential run. Prop 187 passed overwhelmingly. 3 strikes passed overwhelmingly. UC Regents, they delayed until May of June of 1995, but they overwhelmingly eliminated affirmative action. Fast forward today. The Republican Party is now third-party status in the state of California. Three strikes was just reformed because you did the right thing on the ballot box a couple of years ago. And thank God for the courts, in writing courts, 187 never went into effect. Fast forward today, we are living in a majority-minority state. 27% of us foreign-born in the state of California. You brought in 112,000 refugees in the last 15 years. 1,454 Syrian refugees just in the last year. No one does what California does at scale. Nobody does what we do. It's not a gross exaggeration to say the world looks to us, to all of you, to see it as possible to live together, to advance together, and prosper together across every conceivable and imaginable difference. What makes California, as Mike says, great, but great today is at our best we don't tolerate our diversity. At our best we celebrate our diversity. Levin, let me just say this. California is America's coming attraction. The future happens here first. The sun doesn't just set in San Diego, it rises on the west. We pick and gold colors. That's California. A state of dreamers, of doers, of entrepreneurs, of innovators, always priding ourselves on being on the leading cutting edge of new ideas. What a remarkable place. Someone running for office saying they don't want to be like California. More scientists, more researchers, more Nobel laureates, more patents, financial higher education anywhere in the world. That's California. California, a state where the President of the United States announces we're pulling out of Paris in 2020. 5 days later, our governor pulls out of the driveway, makes his way to the airport, flies to Beijing, sits down with President Xi in the presidential palace, and signs a memorandum of understanding doubling down on the Paris Agreement. There was governor.
not as a head of state, but a head of a state. A state of 100, I mean, this is amazing, our state. Our state has more population than the 163 nations that signed those Paris Accords. I mean, there's nothing like this. Right? We know we're the 5th largest economy in the world, most diverse state, and the most diverse democracy. It's an extraordinary moment. But it comes down to this. And I love what Mike said about President Obama, talking about sprinting through the finish line. I just want to say this, don't run the 90-yard dash. Right? I mean, don't wake up the day after this election and run outside. A few of you still get the morning paper. Most of you that open your smartphone. But don't wake up after the election and open it up and see that Mike came a few thousand votes short. Sunday came 100. Don't dream of regret. Don't even imagine that day. Do everything you can in the next 52 days to make sure that day doesn't come until the right day. Where we take back the House of Representatives. Where the democracy is restored. Where the rule of law is restored. Where oversight is restored. Where the balance of powers are restored. Bring right into position of real power and real influence, representing you in Congress, representing the majority of Democrats in Congress, taking back the House of Representatives. Restore our faith in this grand experiment. You can do that. You can do that. So let me thank each and every one of you for everything you've done to get these candidates to this point. But as my mom used to say, the past does not equal the future. Right? You can't take all that for granted. But work to get us here, we got to do a little extra to make sure we cross that finish line. And we've got to do it for one other overriding reason, and I just want to briefly make this point, and I'll let you all go. We'll get to work. And that is to address this other existential challenge in addition to the issue of climate change. And that's the fact that we are living in the richest and the poorest state in America.
Yes, that's right.
So, in some respects, I understand when people want to focus on what's wrong. I understand that there are some challenges in this state. 7.4 million of us live below the poverty line. 134,000 people out on the streets and sidewalks. Folks out there self-medicating. Bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, paranoia, self-medicating, or drug or alcohol addiction, likes of which we have never seen in our lifetime. An affordability crisis that's real. Median price of a home, median price of rent, out of reach for over half of homeowners and renters in this state. It's holding us back. Aristotle said it best, you cannot live a good life in an unjust society. So I don't care how wonderful and fancy your life is, everything else, but when you're stepping over people in the streets and sidewalks, in turn, that diminishes all of us. Father Cars, the Levin, and especially the Democrats, right? Democrats are about the Commonwealth, right? And Dr. King said it better than anyone else. We're all bound together by a web of mutuality. There's no leak on your side of our boat. Right? We rise and fall together. That fundamental notion, that framework that's defined the best of our party and our spirit. Right? That's why we're the social justice party, the economic justice party, the racial justice party. We are about being big and being bold, but at the end of the day, you can't leave so many folks behind. You can't do that. We've got to be more than do that. And so the issue of income inequality and wealth inequality, the issue of social mobility, that has to be front and center in your minds as we reach out to folks and make the case anew for assembly candidates and for state senate candidates and answer the why it matters. Not just oversight, or rather advanced oversight against Trump, but why it matters that we take back the House, because we are more than just the resistance. We are the positive alternative. And that's what we're fighting for. To stand up for our needs, strike out against injustice, address these stubbornness. So, I just want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for punctuating this extraordinary week that we've had. But as I said, it means nothing unless we can punctuate the next 52 days with a huge turnout on election day. Thank you.